Just a quick recap, I'm creating a huge 15-character fan art of YouTuber Popcross Studios' original characters in his story's multiverse tales, featuring some of the most prominent ladies of that universe. Last time, I introduced you to the first character Popcross shared in his new multiverse tales series, Biomech Kayla. This week, you're getting a 2-for-1 with 2 of the 7 demon Archons. Explained in my Fear Herself video, Fear uses the multiversal orb to create bodies for the 7 Archon Demons, each demon representing a type of fiction: horror, sci-fi, romance, psychological thriller, superhero, kaiju, and medieval fantasy. Each Archon can create their own demonic armies to spread fear and havoc throughout the multiverse, as well as having specific powers that cater to their fictional themes. The first demon Archon I am drawing is Romillacect, which you can probably guess from her name is the romance-themed Archon Demon. The main reason I'm drawing 2 Archon Demons this week is actually that we haven't had much action with Romillacect yet. She's appeared only a handful of times alongside her other demon siblings, but we haven't really had a showcase of her personality or abilities. So while I still wanted to include her, because I know she will have her own storyline and fight with the Sharp Gang, I don't have a lot to say about her other than my drawing process and her design. It's also why both Romillacect and her sister Suvastiriff are in the back of this fan art and are the smallest of my drawings. Not that they aren't important, but their presences currently are quite small in comparison to the rest of the characters that I'm drawing. Now, I'm not sure if it's been this past busy week, or recovering from sickness, or just because I've been working on this for so long, but I was just getting in the weeds on these 2 drawings. Even though they were smaller, and I tried to tell myself not to go crazy with the details, there were points for both of these drawings that I was like, how long have I spent on this one section? I think it also has to do with me trying to change up my processes on coloring these pieces. I tend to make things more difficult than they need to be, or I get too in my head sometimes. Regardless, I did finish both of these drawings, so even if it was difficult this time around, I'm hoping that the future drawings will be a little bit more streamlined in finishing them quicker and not getting so stuck, if that makes any sense. Romillacect's main color scheme is this reddish pink color, and I actually really enjoy her design of both being a little unsettling because she's a giant bug, but she has this magical girl outfit complete with a bow, which really just contrasts the creepiness of the bug qualities to a degree. I'm excited to see what shenanigans she's actually going to pull, especially if they have to deal with various couples within our hero squad, as well as maybe messing with other people and making them fall in love with the others. It could go lighthearted and silly, or super serious and heartbreaking. Who knows? So I'm excited to see what will become of Romillacect's story. But the second character, an Archon Demon, who does have a little more backstory and involvement, is Suvastiriff. Suvastiriff is the embodiment of the superhero genre. Her color scheme is more fuchsia and purple, and she has the ability to create her own demon generals and armies like the rest of her siblings, and she can also shapeshift. In the Multiverse Tale episode, The Death of Benny Sharp, we get a bit more of a revelation into what some of the demon Archons are after. One of their main goals, of course, was to get physical bodies so that they can interact and mess with the worlds around them, which again, Fear herself made possible. But also, as explained in the Fear Herself video, Fear hoped that the demon Archons would align with her values and only weed out the people who were so stuck in their fear that they weren't even living. But instead, some of the demons began to destroy various worlds with no rhyme or reason, until Benny Sharp and his motley crew thought of a theory. If the demon Archons were so powerful, then they could destroy whole parts of the universe if they really wanted to. So why hadn't they? They thought each of these demon Archons are the embodiment of different genres of fiction, and so, which also means that they most likely are obsessed with the types of stories that they are representing. And maybe, instead of just randomly blowing up and destroying worlds, they want a good story out of it. And the Sharp Gang, with Alexis Jones the Reaper, and the only thing that can truly stop an Archon Demon, are the most liable threat to their story making, and therefore would be their go-to targets. They would want to make a good story out of their lives. So the Sharp Gang wanted to pull one over on them and lure the superhero-obsessed Archon Suvastiriff with one of the most well-known superhero story tropes, killing off a beloved character, in this case, Benny Sharp. The plan had worked, and Suvastiriff basically confirmed that the gang was more or less correct on their theory, at least when it came to Suvastiriff. She loved watching the twists and turns of how Benny had died, the crew getting together to mourn over the loss of their friend, and when it turned out that while Benny Sharp did in fact die, there was a way for him to come back to life, and that just made the story all that more fun to Suvastiriff. She was grateful for the entertainment, but then, of course, they had to fight. Alexis was able to defeat Suvastiriff and destroy Suvastiriff's physical body, but even as she was defeated, she stated, "Keep it up, 'cause I'll be watching from the other side," showing that these Archons are truly powerful beings. Suvastiriff was just the first showcase of the powerful Archon Demons and the abilities that our intrepid heroes would have to face. Of course, I do have 2 more Archon Demons to draw, so you'll hear more about them in another video. But for now, please enjoy looking at these 2, and stay tuned for next week when we'll be back with the heroes with one of the most attractive members of the Sharp Gang, as she would state, and their go-to magical forger. Thanks again so much for watching, especially if you got to the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like seeing these art videos, as well if you want to follow this journey. But also, if you want to see these fully finished renders, you can also go over to my Instagram at superblondenerd. But thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!